So we've got the backstrap here. So what's our next approach?
So the next thing we're gonna do, like I love to get this guy good and dried off before I start cutting on it with a knife. You don't wanna nick yourself or anything. And then we're gonna get right up underneath the skin.
So what is this you're peeling
This is
here?
the silver skin. And so we wanna get right up underneath that guy, and we're gonna try to get all of this off of here, because it's tough, it's not desirable. And it's really pretty easy you just get a knife right up underneath it and it peels right off really nicely.
So I can see that. I mean, you can see very clean meat underneath.
Yep.
And obviously that looks like a rubber band, like it's gonna be elastic.
It's gonna be super tough. You don't want that.
So clearly, peeling that's gonna do nothing but leave a much more tender product.
That's correct.
And you can see how clean it is underneath. And it's, I mean, purple, beautiful, deep, rich venison. You can see that in the color. That's just from, I guess, the aging process.
Yeah, it gets nice. And when you age these guys, you're getting the moisture out of it. And so you get that moisture out of there and it just intensifies the flavors. Super delicious.
I mean, essentially, is slightly dehydrating. It concentrates the flavor.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're getting and paying full respect to this animal that was walking around, 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
And was harvested with a bow and arrow, cleaned, and literally given as much spotlight as the animal deserves. So I love the attention to detail here on this.
Yeah, and you want to get all this stuff off of here, and then once we get this off, like this, then we're just going to cut this guy into, get this piece here.
So now we've got this, beautiful barrel-shaped, dark purple, super clean, and I can almost kind of smell the sweet aromatics of this venison.
So now we're just going to cut it into kind of portions. So we've got nice little portions like this, and then these guys are a little bigger, so we're going to cut it a little smaller. Boom. Okay. So we got these guys. We'll oil these up with a little bit of peanut oil, salt and pepper, and then we're gonna sear them in a cast iron, throw some Brussels sprouts in there with it, put it in our oven, and finish it.
So when you sear these, you're gonna sear them around the barrel shape like that, just because it's so thin?
Yeah. Awesome. We'll sear around, flash it, and we're gonna go for a medium. A lot of folks, when they cook wild game, it's not that good, it's dry. It's overcooked.
I agree.
This stuff is wild, and no stuff has tainted it. And so, treat it with respect. Don't overcook it. I even go so far as to cook it medium rare when it's just me. If I'm cooking for other folks that have never done that before, I go to medium, and still leave it red and center. And
let it rest.
And let it rest, and so you don't lose anything. That's right.
So we're going with sweet potatoes?
Sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and a little pecan vinaigrette.
Okay, so we'll, obviously the Brussels sprouts going in the pan with the venison. We're gonna be using the vinaigrette to pick up the pecans.
Yep.
This is gonna be super bright. But something that resonates across all of the South. Sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, pecans, pecans. Are you pecans or pecans?
Pecans.
I'm a pecan. I'm a pecan guy.
Well, and this is, this is fall. This is a perfect fall dish, celebrating venison. Sweet potatoes I love. Growing up, we used to eat sweet potatoes for lunch. My grandmother would cook them the night before. We'd have them with dinner, and then we would put one of those in our game bag and eat it for lunch the next day. Cold, super delicious, which is what we're gonna replicate here a little bit.
So you cook the sweet potato ahead?
Yes.
So you got one that's already baked and ready?
Sweet potatoes, the one thing I love about sweet potatoes, you bake those guys ahead of time, let them sit in their skins, and they sit in there and they steam, and all those sugars just kind of come on the outside of the sweet potato. You peel it, it's tacky and sticky on the outside. We're gonna put that in a cast iron with some butter, let it get nice and caramelized on the outside, and that's gonna go with our venison and our
Show us the sweet potato. I see one that's already been baked. So take all the work out here, and you can see, it's already been roasted.
Yep.
And you can, it smells almost, it smells like Thanksgiving right here.
It's good.
Yeah. Almost like sweet potato casserole.
So then when you start to peel the skin off these guys, you'll see here, this is all these sugars and syrup starting to come out of the outside of it. All that stuff is what's going to caramelize and just make these sweet potatoes amazing.
Let's take all this to the fire.
Let's do it.